What's up, YouTube? This is Jafer, and today we're not going to do a in-depth review or anything like that. We're actually going to be doing some impressions, and that's going to be on the G-Wolves HSK. This is not a wedge of cheese or a doorstop, but this is an actual mouse, and I'll get into why this might be the perfect mouse for you depending on your grip. So let's get into it. All right, folks, so right off the bat, this is definitely an eye catcher, right? Given its vibrant red tones as well as the cheese wedge size or doorstop, you might call it, and really just how tiny it is. This is what you consider a fingertip grip mouse, and the reason being is because, well, unless you're an infant that was born 4 days ago, you're not going to palm this. If you can claw it, it's going to be someone who has smaller than average hands, or they have that arthritic claw grip style where they're just looking to get arthritis before the age of 25. The fingertip style is going to be something like this, or even a flat. And the flat's actually surprisingly really comfortable, but it is not my grip style per se. And I'll tell you right here and now, because I do use a hybrid claw, this is not necessarily a mouse for me, but that doesn't mean it's a bad mouse. It just means that you really need to invest in time, see what grip is going to work for you, and decide if this is something that you're looking for. Because with extreme as it is, it's only 37 grams, which is again extremely low. The sizing itself, we're looking at 84 millimeters, 60 millimeters at the grip, and 36 at the hump. And that's another extreme stat because of just how small this is. There are, from what I'm reading, it is Omron 20 mil switches underneath mouse 1 and 2. There are no side buttons whatsoever. You've got a 3389 sensor. You've got 4 cornered PTFE mouse feet, as well as a report rate button. And that does change the DPI for me, but I can't tell if it's changing the pulling rate at all. So I don't know if it's like a double whammy button to shave off weight. They're just doing like a combo 2-in-1, or this is just purely DPI. I feel like it would just say DPI though if it was just that. So hopefully they'll give us some more insight on that. I will say this particular PTFE was peeling off on me, but this is not a review copy. We have to keep that in mind. This is just early impressions. Mouse 1 and 2, they are slightly concave a little bit, so they got some comfort grooves, but nothing extreme. Pressing them in, there is definitely going to be some level of post-travel. So that might be something they're either working on or it's an acceptable measure to them. Only time will tell once these units are out. There is no actual price or official release date yet that I've been given or that I've read online. The best thing to do is keep an eye on G-Wolves Twitter. I'll link that in the description below. That way you can always stay up to date on when this is going to release as well as their future releases. Going with the actual buttons though, let's get into a sound test right now. And you might have heard with that scroll wheel, it wasn't necessarily really chunky, but it definitely, it's a very firm scroll wheel. Whether it be just scrolling with it or actually clicking it in, it definitely makes you work for it. And I'm not too sure if it's because of the radius of the scroll wheel being much smaller than the average or what's underneath the hood here. Because if you look at the actual structure itself, you can see where the housing for mouse 1 and 2, they go all the way to the butt of the mouse. So there's no space that's been spared with this mouse. Everything has really been crammed into this small body here. And, hopefully we'll see something as far as a breakdown of this. I don't want to crack this one open because I'll be honest with you, I'm actually having fun using it. I got back into Apex and I'm still playing Valorant, and I was definitely not popping off because my muscle memory was kind of freaking out a little bit, given that it wasn't a mouse that I'm used to. But it was fun to use. I didn't notice any strain in my wrist or my fingers or my hand in general. So it's definitely a really nice mouse. My hand size is 19 by 10. So the only thing I could really do with this was fingertip. So I think if you have a smaller hand, you'll definitely benefit from that extreme claw or a little bit more of a comfortable fingertip grip style. So again, folks, leaving you with this is that it's kind of exciting to see that G-Wolves is coming out with something like this. They teased it back a while ago in a tweet about aiming being as easy as breathing. So I mean, they're kind of having fun with it, right? With the whole Final Mouse memes. The only thing I'd like to say, and I'll leave them with this, if they want any insight, is really going to be do something about that scroll wheel. And because of the weight of the mouse, the nature of it, the paracord is really heavy. It's really stiff too, I'll be honest with you. It's a much stiffer cable than the one that comes in the Hottie S. Sorry, I couldn't talk there. So what I think though too is that they're going to use cheaper material on a test unit, a sample, more so than the actual retail. So I have faith that they'll do good with it. It is nice that the stress relief is angled upward already by default. So, small touches are already in place on the sample edition. But to give you a size comparison against the MPO1 as well as the Hottie S, it's it's pretty insane, folks. All right, guys, that's it from me. I think this is a really exciting product for the perfect fingertip gamer out there. So we'll see when G-Wolves has an official release date, official pricing, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I'll be able to definitely give a full, thorough review. I know while it's not my particular grip style of this size anyway, I'm going to pick it up anyway because I definitely want to support these innovative ideas because this is not something that you're going to see every day, and we definitely want to encourage these outlandish designs. So until next time, I appreciate you guys spending time with me today on this impression, and stay safe out there.